properties burning? Is it? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose.
Y'all would not believe what they found in certain areas that were burnt in the LA fires. Could this be why the military and the FBI was deployed and was stopping people from going down certain areas?
But the difficulty is getting people to believe something that they don't want to believe. And in each of these cases, this is where the money is.
Wendy Williams is back, and let me tell you, sis is anything but incapacitated no matter what her so-called guardian tried to say. Turns out Sabrina cooked up that little story to make the court believe Wendy wasn't in her right mind so she could allegedly keep pocketing some of Wendy's coins. Baby, Wendy ain't been sitting quiet either. She spilled all the tea on what she knows about Diddy, and honey, she did not hold back. Not only did she confirm the Hot 97 drama about Diddy getting her fired after she clocked him for being on the DL, but she also dropped some piping hot tea about some shady mess Diddy's been tied to. Oh, and get this. Wendy even connected the recent California wildfires, which just so happened to take out a bunch of celebrity homes, to some of his dirt.
Look at in situations like this is I look at the patterns of who got wiped out and how. And one of the first questions, I'll be honest, that I'm going to look at when I look at some of the communities involved is how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list.
Now, just in case you've been living under a rock and missed the drama Diddy served Wendy in the 90s, let me break it down real quick. It all popped off when Wendy hit the radio waves and dropped a bombshell, saying she had receipts, as in photos, of Diddy getting some oral action from another man while he was vacationing in Cancun. Wendy teased the tea, saying she wasn't going to spill it all yet, but planned to go all in and leak the pics during her next segment. Baby. Before she could even get her mic warmed up, Diddy was already on the phone with the producers at Hot 97, demanding they fire Wendy on the spot. And listen, somehow this man had enough pull back then, especially in New York, to make it happen just like that. Wendy was out of there. But oh, you thought it stopped there? Nah, Diddy took it a step further, telling every radio station in the city to blacklist her. Sis couldn't catch a break, couldn't find a gig, and had to leave New York altogether just to keep the lights on. And as if that wasn't messy enough, Wendy spilled that Diddy sent his girl group, Total, you know, the one signed to Bad Boy, to roll up on her at the station and try to jump her. Like what? The audacity.
The story from your point of view, and what was in the picture?
We were in Cancun. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. Some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like it was something like that. She was gonna put it out. Wendy had shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not gonna get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was gonna boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. She was fired.
Here one day and them Total were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them. The little Chinese man that drove the van that they were coming. There was no security or anything. It was just them 3 fighting broads. And me. And my coworkers that shot standing upstairs trying to look down to see it all jump off. They all knew. When I said goodnight to everybody, everybody's pressed up against the window. I didn't even walk or bother asking, what are you all looking for? Because, you know, when the clock strikes, it's time to go. It is time to go. I didn't get a chance to hit the sidewalk Before I knew it, out of nowhere. And there's a whole bunch of rah-rah going on outside, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I send Cower and Skell out on the sidewalk, and he comes back in and says, "It's Total outside." And they were about to set it on you.
Now, after all that drama, Wendy somehow managed to bounce back from Diddy's blackmail antics. She finally addressed it for the first time in 2013. But even then, Sis kept it cute and didn't spill too much tea. Probably because she wasn't trying to have Diddy come for her again.
Very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams. And she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career. And it's all coming full circle now, so.
And let's not forget, Wendy has always been ahead of the curve when it comes to clocking Diddy's mess. She was one of the first to call out how controlling he was over Cassie, way before the whole world started side-eyeing him. In fact, right after Cassie filed that infamous lawsuit, an old clip of Wendy dragging Diddy for his control over her went viral. Oh, and Wendy didn't stop there. She straight up accused Diddy and J-Lo of making Shine take the fall for that messy 1999 nightclub incident.
She's in South Africa filming Honey 3, and she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, you know, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them, because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like, he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like, I'm already paranoid. Of Michael Jackson's song, Lady in My Life, and wrote, if anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times. I suggest don't use social media, though, to reach out. I think this is a grand overture from Puffy. I don't believe he really wants her back. I believe he probably treated her at some particular point like a possession, like a possession. And if you really care, then you'd reach out privately, not publicly.
Absolutely set up to be the fall guy. Taking the fall means not snitching, not getting your friends in trouble. Even today, I wouldn't want to do anything to get anyone in trouble.
I do not own a gun, nor did I possess a gun that.
And let's keep it real. Shine himself has made it crystal clear that he was pressured to take the blame at just 19 years old. Whew, the skeletons in that closet are practically busting out. When Diddy realized he couldn't keep Wendy quiet, baby, he switched gears and went after her son, Kevin Jr., and he did it on TV. Rumors started swirling after this super creepy clip of Diddy and Wendy popped up. In the video, Wendy looked shook, and you could literally see her get all flustered and forget what she was about to say when Diddy casually mentioned that he met her son backstage. When he said it, Wendy's whole face dropped in fear, and Sis started stuttering. It was like Diddy was giving her a not-so-subtle reminder that he knew exactly what her son looked like, and if she didn't quit talking, he might just come for him next. Like, who even does that? The way Wendy's energy shifted said it all. Messi doesn't even begin to cover it. Not long after all this mess, Wendy's health took a nosedive, and her show got canceled. Sis went quiet about Diddy for a minute, focusing on getting herself together. But then last year, the streets rejoiced when Diddy finally got arrested and thrown in jail. Even though Wendy was battling her own struggles, like fighting to convince a judge just to see her family, she still found time to pop off. She put out a statement celebrating Diddy's downfall and even posted a leaked CNN video showing him putting hands on Cassie. Wendy didn't hold back, calling out his abusive behavior. She said, "What's really weird is so many people, family included, have told me, 'Wendy, you called it.'" Watching that video of Cassie getting hurt was just horrific. But now you've got to wonder, how many more times? How many more women? It's so disgusting. And if you think she stopped there, baby, you don't know Wendy. Now, Sis has been slowly bouncing back, despite her guardian's wild claims that she's permanently incapacitated and can't manage her own business. Recently, Wendy got on the phone with the Breakfast Club and reminded us why she's the queen of tea. She dragged her guardian for trying to keep her locked in a conservatorship, spilling that they even sold off her beloved hats to random folks behind her back. Wendy revealed she's being kept in a tiny room with just one window and can't even access her own stuff because her guardian allegedly sold off her property. Chile, the audacity. But don't worry, Wendy's far from done, and she's making it clear she's ready to reclaim her throne. When Wendy was asked what she thinks about Diddy sitting in jail, she didn't hold back. Sis confidently said, "He's gonna be in jail for life." And let me tell you, the way she said it, baby, it was giving facts. Wendy hinted that she knows a whole lot more about Diddy than what's out in the streets, but she's keeping it locked up for now, for her own safety. Whew, if Wendy's still holding on to tea, you know it's gotta be scalding. This right here is a reminder that Wendy Williams is still the queen of the scoop, and she knows way more than she's letting on. When Wendy brought this up, folks couldn't help but connect some dots. And baby, it's messy. A lot of celebrities rumored to be tied to Diddy's case just so happened to lose their homes in those recent fires. Coincidence? The streets don't think so. Apparently, the FBI was blocking off certain areas during the fires, even ones that weren't burning. People are out here whispering that they were trying to hide something. Now, nobody knows exactly what these things are, but the word on the curb is that it's tied to Diddy and the dirt he's got on these celebs. Chile, if even half of this is true, the tea is boiling. People are saying Katt called this out a long time ago, just like Wendy. According to Katt, whatever's going down with Wendy is the same playbook they used on Britney, Kanye, and Dave Chappelle to shut them up. And let's not forget, Katt had his own run-in with the system when they tried to paint him as a substance addict back in the day. Katt even said it himself. In 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and some man were in a corner doing what you weren't supposed to, trust me, I know about it. People tell me things, and I value it. I'll even pay for it. Baby, Katt claims he knows way more than he should, and they all know it. Whew, it's a lot. And let's not act like Wendy's interview was a one and done. Sis is gearing up to spill even more tea than she ever has before. Of course, the internet had thoughts. One person said, "My girl been spitting those pills out when the doctors leave. Now she got all her marbles back." Yep, Wendy knew too much about Diddy and others. They silenced her. We need her back in that purple chair doing hot topics. Free Wendy. Another chimed in with, Miss Wendy went into hiding and played crazy until it all hit the fan. Now she's popping out, speaking her truth, and is going to be bigger than ever. I'm here for it. Let's go, Wendy. Spill that tea. How you doing? Now I gotta ask y'all. What do you think about Wendy spilling all this tea on Diddy? And do y'all really believe she's not incapacitated? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to click here to watch another very messy video.